veggie patch out. Paul's bringing over some more composted down rabbit manure, and I'm going to start digging some holes for my corn. And this is spaghetti squash. Whoops, just dropped one. Oops. Basically, I'm going to try and do the three sisters in this corner. I'm going to grow the spaghetti squash underneath the corn, and then when the corn's a little bit more established, it's pretty established, I'm going to grow beans up the corn stalks, because the corn stalks provide a stake and the beans fix nitrogen, and the spaghetti squash is like mulch or a ground cover. I may actually grow the beans today. Might sow the beans today because the corn's quite big, and once the beans sprout, it'll give it a chance to grow up the corn. So I might actually do it all today. I've got a few different types of corn. You're not supposed to grow them next to each other if you want to save the seeds. I do have all heirloom seeds, but I'm not going to save the seeds because I do have the varieties. I've got a bantam, which are a shorter corn. I've got a golden corn, which is also a bantam, I believe. I've got blue popcorn and strawberry popcorn. So the popcorns we'll be using for popcorn. We dried on the bush, on the stalk thing. What are they called? Corn plant. We're going to dry the corn cob on the corn plant, and then you just harvest it at the end of the season when it's all dried out. You can either store the the kernels on the corn cob, or you can remove them from the cob and put them in a glass jar. So we'll see how we're going for space. If we've got a bit of space in the pantry, I'll leave them as is just to save time, but if we're running out of space, I'll take the kernels off, and it might be a fun family exercise to do that. So I'm going to go upstairs and check what bean seeds I've got left. I think I've got some Azukis, but I don't think they germinated, so I'll go try again with those. And I'll also see what else I have. I'll try and get a bit of a variety there. So. So that's the Three Sisters veggie patch done. I've got to make another one over here because I have a little bit more popcorn to plant. I've got my eating corn and a few rows of popcorn in here. On the top row there I planted my squash. It's spaghetti squash. You can use it in place of pasta and it keeps really well. So I'll be able to use it all through winter when it cools down a bit and we're eating more of those heavier meals. So there'll be the ground cover down here. And then I've planted bees on the outside square just because I thought it would be too hard to pick beans between the rows once the corn grows up. But I'll be able to pick the beans on the outside row and they'll fix nitrogen into the soil. I could have planted my dried beans in here, so things that you would dry to use through the winter like borlotti or red kidney, but I planted them over there. I didn't really think about planting them with the corn, but next year I'll definitely plant my drying beans through the corn patch. That way I can let them dry on the stalks and then harvest everything at once. So I'd harvest the corn, the squash and the beans all in one hit, because it doesn't matter if those beans stay on the stalk. It's actually better if they do because you're supposed to dry them on the vine. That's just how people do it. That's how I've been told to do it. So you dry your beans on the vine and then you can pick them all at once. So definitely do that next year. And I might see, I think I've got a few more red kidney beans, so I might plant them all through the strawberry popcorn patch and then they can dry up the corn stalk for harvest right at the end of the season. But that's it for today. We're about to go in and I might take you in to see all the chicks that have hatched today. We've had quite a few hatch. We're waiting on a few more. It's day 21, it'll be day 22 later tonight, so we should get a few more stragglers hatched tomorrow, maybe on Wednesday as well. We might get the last ones, but I think we'll turn it off Wednesday night. And then I'm going to pick up some eggs, replacement eggs from the ones that weren't fertile, hopefully at the end of the week, to pop in the incubator with some quails as well, because the kids absolutely love the quails and they are so cute. Looking forward to adding them in and having the quail eggs to collect. But that's it for today. We'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll be in the veggie patch doing more planting. Look at all the chicks. They're all cuddled together. We've let them outside so they can learn how to scratch. And they're all sleeping together like they're in the food bowl. It's a dog dish and they're all sleeping in it. So we've got quite a few chickens here hatched out. There was 5 up here. I think they're sleeping, they're having a rest. 5 up the top. Cute little one there. And there's about 10 down the bottom. I don't know if you can see them, but they're sleeping, they're curled up. You're hearing my voice and they're starting to wake. Having a rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can see. Are they adorable? Baby chicks are the best. We'll see you guys tomorrow night.